As the movie begins, we see a plane landing in Virginia, USA. From there, our attention shifts to a beautiful woman named May, a quiet girl always busy with her phone. From her background, it's revealed that May was often bullied during her school days. Now, she finds herself having to befriend one of her former bullies, Kayla. Kayla picks up May from the airport, and they have to exchange greetings despite past unpleasant memories. Throughout the journey, an awkward atmosphere prevails as there's little conversation between May and Kayla. Despite Kayla's attempts to start a conversation with unfunny jokes, May remains unresponsive, more interested in the everyday activities of the locals busy gathering coconuts. After a 45-minute journey, they finally approach their destination, a beach overlooking the open sea. They've come here for one purpose: to attend the wedding party of their old friend, Lisa. Shortly after, Amelia arrives. She's the outgoing girl who always has wild ideas. Soon after Amelia, Lisa, the bride-to-be, also joins them. Lisa immediately starts rallying everyone, starting with teasing their latest arrival, Grace. Grace is briskly walking along the beach to shed some weight. However, her efforts become a subject of ridicule because she's currently not allowed to drive the beach buggy along the shore. The woman is left bewildered but laughing along. After their arrival, they take a brief rest at Lisa's rented villa. Lisa's friends stay there, while May is seen keeping to herself, not paying much attention to the gossip due to her introverted nature. An hour later, close friends and family from both sides gather. Underneath the hut, Lisa's fiancé, Dom, expresses his commitment. In 2 days, Lisa will be his wife. They relish this phase with love and fragrance. However, before becoming a couple, Dom gives Lisa the chance to spend her bachelorette days with her friends. They kick off the evening with drinks. Feeling incomplete without starting the fun with dancing and jumping around, May and Kayla, who have an unpleasant history, enjoy the night. As morning arrives, the girls are hit by an incredible drowsiness, except for Amelia. Amelia suggests going to an island with her friends. Quietly, Amelia rents a small boat enough for the 5 of them. The other 4 are unaware of this plan beforehand and feel disappointed for not being informed. Nevertheless, they go along with Amelia's plan. Amelia asks them to hand over all the cell phones they brought and collected them into one. Amelia wants them to relive their youth, so they sail towards the unknown. Amelia acts as the leader and takes them to a secluded island. They spend time on the island until sunset, making interesting social media posts. However, after May and Kayla disembark, Amelia, Lisa, and Grace leave them alone. May and Kayla are asked to reconcile with their awkward past. They are promised to be picked up in 2 hours as a gesture of good friendship, leaving them without phones and guidance in their familiar surroundings. Now, Kayla and May must find a way to be alone together. They're unsure where to start. No one dares to broach the subject of their past. Meanwhile, Amelia, Grace, and Lisa head to the other side of the island. However, Amelia hesitates to explore further due to a lack of knowledge about the area. Back to May and Kayla, who remain silent. As Kayla plays with the sand, May calls out to her. Since that call, they begin to talk and try to reconcile. Meanwhile, Amelia discovers something odd on the seabed, some toys lying there. However, after that, Amelia doesn't surface again, worrying Grace. But luckily, Amelia resurfaces. Meanwhile, May and Kayla finish their conversation and decide to stroll around the island. Earlier, Kayla suggested soaking because of the scorching sun. As they return, Grace and Amelia are surprised to see May and Kayla coming hand in hand. However, suddenly Grace falls into water that turns red. She screams about a shark, but is too focused on her own panic. Amelia, who initially dived, comes out unharmed. Grace panics and they quickly bring the boat to take Grace home. However, this incident leads Lisa to blame Amelia. Lisa blames Amelia for the idea of going to the island without enough information. However, now they have to act quickly because there's no signal to call for help. Lisa takes over the boat in panic. The girl's ignorance and foolishness become increasingly evident. Initially, it was Amelia who piloted the boat, but now Lisa is at the helm, despite Amelia being more skilled. Yet, they let Lisa, in her panic, steer the boat. However, trouble arises as the boat veers in the wrong direction, heading towards the coral reef. They seem trapped in the catastrophe brought on by Lisa's recklessness. Everyone is busy with Grace's panic and ignores Lisa's inquiries about direction. Amidst this confusion, the boat crashes into the coral reef, and its engine dies completely. They don't know where they are. Lisa panics as the engine refuses to start again. This is the result of unity ending in failure. The situation worsens, Grace grows weaker and struggles to stand. She relies on her friends. Amelia regrets her invitation and Lisa regrets her panic. Lisa regrets that Grace, supposed to be her bridesmaid, now lies weak. In the boat, they only have one lifebuoy. Amelia knows the boat's shortcomings, but still ventures far without the owner's knowledge. Amelia was warned about the dangers of these waters, but she underestimated them. They have to abandon the boat. Lisa admits she can't swim, adding to the difficulty. They need to get out of this situation as quickly as possible before the problem escalates. In panic, Lisa drags May, increasing the risks they face. Stranded at sea, they seek help that seems impossible. Grace is unconscious, heightening the despair. As time passes, the situation remains stagnant. However, the shark begins to approach. The shark didn't attack immediately, but monitored first. A difficult decision is made to discard Grace. Lisa has to let go of her deceased friend. Unexpectedly, a wedding turns into a tragedy. Lisa reveals that Grace planned to join a running competition, hence her busy schedule with training, which now remains unfulfilled due to Amelia's recklessness. Grace is left adrift, while the shark prepares to attack. Finally, for people witness the shark devouring Grace, Lisa feels saddened as the bride-to-be. A few hours later, Kayla decides to go seek help. They're in danger and also exposed to the sun's rays. Lisa is left alone. Only Amelia and May are chased by the shark, while Lisa is disregarded. Presuming the shark realizes that Lisa can't swim, so perhaps she's just a dessert, but that assumption is wrong. It turns out the shark is attracted to Amelia's severe injury. In this situation, Amelia feels she doesn't want to burden her friends. She realizes that it's time to join Grace. Boldly, Amelia distances herself and swims alone to attract the shark's attention. She's prepared to become prey in an instant. Without hesitation, Amelia is attacked by the shark, her body slowly disappearing into the sea. Lisa and May are forced to witness the tragedy, a payment for Amelia's mistake. Now, only May and Lisa remain adrift at sea. Lisa feels it's increasingly hard to believe in hope. She can only rely on Dom, who's too busy enjoying with his family. There's little chance Dom will realize their presence. Without phones and any news, Lisa and May have to endure indefinitely in the ocean. Soon after, they hear a ship's sound from afar. Turns out there's a passing ship, filled with people partying with loud music. Despite shouting as loud as they can, May and Lisa go unnoticed. This marks the end of Lisa's journey as a bride-to-be. Her joyous day turns into a dire one. Meanwhile, Kayla hasn't shown up, worsening the situation after sunset. Rain pours with strong winds. Eventually, a storm hits the open sea. They're tossed around and May tries hard to keep Lisa safe. After the storm subsides, May feels utterly exhausted. Lisa survives. Now it's Lisa's turn to care for May, who falls asleep in her arms. In short, morning arrives. May is still asleep with her life jacket on. Upon waking up, May realizes that Lisa is missing. Lisa's life jacket has been given to May. Lisa chooses to sacrifice herself. May continues to search tirelessly for Lisa, recognizing Lisa's extraordinary sacrifice. Actually, Lisa didn't cause any trouble for them. However, then came the predator shark that has caused many lives to be lost. Now, May becomes the next target of attack. In an attempt to attract attention, May uses the life jacket smeared with her blood. Meanwhile, May spots a rock that could be used for temporary refuge. She throws her life jacket to divert the shark's attention. Fortunately, her plan succeeds, giving her time to swim to the rock that becomes her temporary savior. May realizes her injuries are getting worse. She uses her outer clothing as a makeshift bandage, hoping to last longer. However, as the tide begins to rise, she realizes time is running out. When she hears the sound of a ship, hope suddenly arises. May swims towards Kayla's ship, which ultimately saves her. Now, only May and Kayla remain to people who initially had complicated pasts. Yet, they managed to survive. Meanwhile, the other three have become victims of the shark. And with May and Kayla's survival, this story concludes. Believe it or not, now only the two of them survive, although initially they were awkward due to their past. After the survival of May and Kayla, the movie comes to an end,